Shooting USA is brought to you by SnapSafe. Use promo code SUSA15 for 15% off.
Leveraging the Rolodex, bringing you gold medal winners from World Shoot. It's my pleasure to welcome my friend, Michael Poggie. Michael, welcome. Again, massive success in South Africa. Tell me about it.
Oh, we had a great time. So the Revolver team, this is our first World Shoot since France, 2017. I don't remember if you were there or not, John.
No, sir.
We didn't make it to Thailand, so we were all really excited to go to this one. Rich and I were repeat offenders, you could call us, from France, and then we had a couple new guys with us that hadn't been to a World Shoot before. So we really focused on the team aspect of it, which we're familiar with Rich and I, and new for Alex and Jay. So we had a lot of fun, all kind of focusing together rather than doing battle between us like we're used to at home.
Right. And I think that's the key element here is it was 1, 2, 3, 4 sweep by U.S. competitors. The team collectively took first place by more than 460 points, just commanding, dominating victory for the U.S. wheelgun team. What's the key to that?
Oh, I think it was a few things. Teamwork, number one. That was really our focus. We all decided we're going to go in together. We're going to be a team for the first 3 or 4 days, and then we decide if we had an individual race or not. That was really our focus the whole time, and once we were a couple days into it, we all decided we didn't have much of a race. Let's just kind of finish strong and see how we could do. But like you said, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, all 4 of us brought our best game, our A game, and the stages really suited American style shooting, you could say. There was a lot of open targets. We were able to be extremely aggressive. So we really, as soon as we started walking the stages together, we all agreed this was our match. We were really going to have a good one.
That's the same comment that Shannon had when we spoke yesterday.
Oh, was it?
That everybody pretty much trained for a tight technical and ended up in a match where it was high hit factor, almost Hoser style, U.S. style run and just blaze and burn it down type stages. And knowing that kind of fits, I know you can play both sides of that, especially with your achievements in steel challenge shooting. The speed, but the accuracy component is always there for you. The moment you saw it, though, it was like, all right, this is ours. We're doing it.
Yeah, I like to do my homework a little bit ahead of time. I went back and watched videos from that same range hosted a Continental Championship last year. Leighton and Casey and Jesse, a handful of people went, and there was lots of videos. And we kind of saw the smaller bays, I guess you call them, or tighter bays is how it felt. So we knew at least it was going to be, we didn't know how tight the shots were going to be, but I had a feeling that things were going to be close and fast. So I really focused on being extremely aggressive, getting ready for this match. And then, of course, you got to prep for those tight shots. You never know what World Shoot or IPSC is going to throw at you. They can really get creative with some really hard shooting.
Yeah. Tell me about any challenges or successes when it comes to traveling to the other side of the globe to compete at this event.
That's always the wild card, right? We don't know if it's going to be easy, if it's going to be difficult. We were all very fortunate that there were direct flights straight to South Africa. Most of us flew out of Atlanta. I think there was a handful of people that flew out of Newark, and that's a real. I look at that as a really big advantage for us. If we can get on that plane with our firearms, with the ammunition we need to compete in that match, we're already going to be a leg up to a lot of our competitors, just because so many other people have difficulty, firearms, ammunition. But the direct flight's a big deal in my eyes. And then everything went really smoothly. South Africa was really happy to have us. The police were really responding to us coming through the airport and seemed to be pretty quick. I know on the way out there was quite a bit of difficulty, but it went really, really well.
Good. Talked about having ammunition. I know it's a 11 pounds, 5 kilo limit airline rule. I know there have been some issues. There was an issue with the major U.S. team shipment. Everybody's ammo just didn't make it in time. Any struggles when it comes to getting your ammo there?
Revolvers are kind of a tricky thing. I know a lot of people don't realize that because we're a little bit smaller. But we kind of look at our revolver ammo as almost like open ammo. It's quite tuned to the firearm, so you can't
Hmm.
really just go buy some. I know Jay and Alex bought some match ammo, and it wouldn't even chamber in their guns. So it's
Wow.
it's it's about the for us it's about the primer, and the primer being well seated, of course. But a lot of people don't realize it's also about the brass. Our moon clips are fitted to the brass, so we've really got to have our load. And then in 9 millimeter, which 3 out of 4 of us were shooting, that tapered case and a tapered chamber, they don't really want to get along in the 929. So you really, really need to have your ammo to have a great performance. And yeah, we all made sure that we kept to the airline rules and were polite, and we all made it with our ammo.
There you go. That's actually as smooth a story as I've heard so far in doing these interviews with folks coming back from the World Shoot. And I guess we could just leave it there because I like the fact that it went well, and no more further questions regarding that. The I've also heard that there was a group thread where folks who shot pre-match were loading hat cam videos. Were you guys in on that? Were you able to see any of that?
We were, yeah. There was a lot of great hat cam videos coming out of the pre-match, both U.S. and non-U.S. shooters. And then Revolver team, we made sure to sneak a hat cam toward our early Revolver shooter, so we kind of got an idea
Mm-hmm.
of what stuff looked like from a Revolver shooter, even if he wasn't on our team. We got great visuals from both U.S. and non-U.S. shooters who were posting some of that. IPSC kept the filming to behind the line
Right.
for third-person videos, and really only allowed Leighton and his crew ahead of that line, which was fantastic, by the way. It was great to see some live coverage
Mm-hmm.
there,
Mm-hmm.
and they really worked well together to do that. But yeah, we were able to get a lot of first-person video, even from other divisions. It's just good to see the presentation, see exactly what you could see from where, even though it's a little different for our revolver with 8 rounds, shooting minor. So.
Sure. I think it speaks to the future of technology and the new media, the value of new media. Um, Big praise for Leighton and the investment and the time in taking that crew down there and everything that they did. And that gets me to one more question, because there was an element in the pre-match where Leighton had to sit down with Troy about a prone start stage, and Troy had made a comment about how it was challenging for revolver shooters because of the magnetic moonclip carriers. Talk about that stage. How'd you deal with that? Just lay on the belt. How'd you deal with it?
Yep. Before I left, I made sure I went to practice and I tried to break my gear to see if I needed to bring extra gear. I know Jay brought some extra gear. We There's kind of nothing we can do about it. I was talking to Jessica about it also, about how they were going to deal with it, because some of the open shooters had magnets and a few other things on the front. And it's kind of a bummer that we didn't get the opportunity to remove our belts. I think that could have been fair across all divisions if everyone was given the opportunity. But as far as I'm aware, everyone's gear survived, especially the revolver guys, who all of our gear is in front except our holsters. All of our gear survived, and we didn't have an issue with it. We definitely we stretched a little bit harder than we would have needed to if we'd have taken our belts off, but it went all right. It went okay. I'm glad there was only one, and
Good.
I'm also glad that they started us on the ground so that none of us had to do a belly flop onto our gear really aggressively. That was also probably a good idea.
Right. And again, that particular element is just one that I knew I wanted to ask you about, because there would be an effect. Talk about your gear as a whole. Take us through it right quick if you can.
I actually shot a lot of Double Alpha gear. Double Alpha sent me brand new equipment when I won in France. I'd like to thank Saul and Josh for that. They hooked me up, and I'm
Yeah.
still shooting the same gear. So I got a brand new ratchet belt for this match. If you're not using the ratchet belt, you got to give that thing a shot. And then their 8-shot moon clip holders. I had 10 of those on, and the I don't remember the name of the holster. It's their new current holster that they're using. I made sure I got a new one about a year ago. Mine was getting worn out, so double alpha gear is great. I shoot a lot of double alpha gear, a lot of Hogue equipment. Their holster for Steel Challenge, like you mentioned earlier.
Mm.
Yeah, everything held up well across our entire team. It was really nice that we didn't have to fight guns or equipment this match.
That's great. You couldn't ask for a better experience when it comes to that. It sounds like everything went as smoothly as it could have compared to everybody else I've talked to so far. A win all the way around, plus individual gold for Revolver, plus team gold for the USA team. Slam dunk. What else? What have I missed about the match?
Oh, you pretty much covered it. Revolver, we figured out a way to cruise through under the radar. We didn't have any drama. We didn't have any travel issues. We didn't get bit by any lions, so all those were great for us. And then South Africa as a whole was fantastic. You know, we weren't sure what to expect. None of us had been there. We found a great place to stay. We had great food. Travel was relatively easy. It was really an impressive event put on by the region and the supporting IPSC group.
I don't imagine, just knowing you as long as I have, that I'm going to see you at Race Gun Nationals. But the question then becomes, what's next for you? Are we looking into next year? Are we looking at Steel Challenge next, or what's next for you?
That's probably the next place you'll see me, John, is Steel Challenge. I shot the WRC this past weekend in Fallon. I was home for one evening, changed gear and did my laundry, and off I went. And then IRC, International Revolver Championships, in 2 weeks. And then I'm ready for my
Right.
winter break. I like to take a proper break over winter, rebuild the guns I broke this year, get ammo loaded, and then, like you said, start to think about the Steel Challenge.
Excellent. Well, that's everything I got, Michael. I'll let you get to your lunch. Thanks again for making the time for us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.